Preparation for competition. A lot of people don't prepare to compete today. I'm going to give you an example. My key example of preparation for competition is Super Bowl III with Joe Namath and the Colts. Dave Herman was a right guard that protected Joe Namath and Bubba Smith. Dave was 6'2", 250. Bubba Smith was 6'7", 365. So I said to him, how are you able to do that? He said, I watch game films. I said, what did you watch for? I figured it was formations. He said, no. He said, I figured when a guy that big has got to move forward, he's got to be standing on 1 foot just a little bit longer than everybody else. So I never waited for the ball to be snapped. He said, I just waited till his toe came up. Because I know he wouldn't move until the ball was snapped. And so every time his toe came up, I said I caught him on 1 foot every single time. Do you profile a person you're going to talk to before you go in? Do you understand what he needs to have happen? That it has nothing to do with your product. It has to do what he needs to have happen for his career and his future. I find that with sports coaches all the time. So the point is that how does that fit in? I help people to put those presentations together. The next thing on the list is conversion. Yes?
So when you're pitching to the CFO to do a major expenditure, when you're a facility manager, you better know what is going to make him look good, right? Exactly.
Or what's going to make him look bad. What he needs to have happen. But that requires you to look at the company and say, where is this guy? Is he getting ready to move out? Is he looking to move up? Is he looking for a lateral move? Is there somebody biting on his heels coming up? And then who does he have to pitch up to? Yes?
Where do you acquire that intel?
You would be surprised how much you know about it already from the people you're talking to, but you talk to people about it. You might go on LinkedIn, you might see what his background is. You might find out what he says. You know, I'm trying to give you a good example of profile. You know, I did a lot of work with Hewlett Packard globally, with senior executives right underneath Carly Fiorina. And we worked with them before the merger with Compaq. And their big concern was, what happens to me if Compaq sends their replacement and my counterpart in and takes my job? So we did a couple of things. We set up safety nets. Each one of these guys started their own consulting company. In their mind, they started to research people around them who could help them should they move out. But what happened was we put together another strategy where when their sales team would go out to a major buyer of HP products, the CEO of that division, like the guy I worked with, ran the Czech Republic. So he'd go out with them and he'd make an appointment with the CEO of the company where they were visiting. And he'd say, look, let's forget right now. I forget what the year was. It was 10 years ago. He said, take me out and tell me what your objectives are. What do you think your challenges are going to be 5 years from now? Well, why do you want to know that? You're here to sell us some products now. He says, no, we want to put together a product that you're going to need for the challenges you think you're going to face. And this was strategic. So what started to happen was these guys would say to them, look, if HP is stupid enough to let you go and bring somebody else in, make me your first phone call. They were getting job offers left and right. Also, people knew a couple of things, is that the guy he's sitting talking to from HP really had his butt covered. This guy's going to cover my back no matter what happens because he's thinking about me. He's not thinking about selling a product. So how do you get that message across? I have a client who held a springboard diving championship in New York City for 4 years. He owns a bank now. He's a financial advisor and a CPA. I said to him, John, what's the difference between springboard diving and business? He says, absolutely nothing. It's all the same. He said, my dives are always the same, but the water is always different. Now, it would never occur to me, but the water was always different for him. There were no two people you're going to pitch that are exactly the same. And routinely, sales and marketing teams send people in to pitch the same pitch. So people are really, really used to pitches and closing in it. So when people say to me, how do you close a deal? I say, I don't close anybody. Everybody closes themselves. They either work with me or they don't. If they think I'm going to be able to help them get to where they want to get and be competitive and be different than their clients, then they'll hire me. If not, they won't. And my question always is that I talk to people all the time about this. Would you rather have somebody say, I want to hire you, or would you rather have them say, I don't want to not hire you? That's the more powerful message.